The historic bell-shaped pillar constructed by the famous Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama in 1498 was on the verge of collapsing following years of coastal erosion occasioned by strong tidal waves. Principal Secretary for Sports, Culture and Heritage Josephetha Mukobe said she is convinced that the wall being constructed would withstand the strong tidal waves that were washing away the coral rock on which the pillar was built, thus protecting it for the next 100 years.
I've inspected the works. I've seen they've put very strong base. They've also put a wall, a very strong wall. So that means the pillar is protected, maybe for the next 100 years. So that means there's no water that is going to seep through the rocks to reach the pillar. So to me, our objective has been met of protecting the pillar from falling.
Mukobe said National Museum of Kenya had embarked on the project following advice from the engineers who had assessed the pillar and recommended the type of materials to be used to secure the pillar after the rock under it had been greatly compromised by strong sea tidal waves that had threatened to wash away the historic landmark.
This is going to cost us 59 million. And the 59 million, it was arrived at after the engineers who deal with such kind of works came and really inspected the place. They came and not just one engineer, several of them. And that's when they agreed that the protection will take about 59 million.
Director General of National Museum of Kenya, Dr. Mzalendo Kibunja, on his part, said the pillar was an icon for Malindi town and needed to be preserved for the posterity, so the identity of Malindi is not lost.
You know, cities over the world have icons. They are those images that you see that when you see them, you know you are in that city. For example, in New York, the Statue of Liberty, when you see it, you don't need to be told that you're in New York. So for Malindi, Vasco Da Gama pillar is the icon for this city. The same way when you're in London, you see the big clock or the Big Ben, you know. And that's why, as a ministry, we thought it's very important for us to preserve this icon for Malindi. Because if you can imagine, if this pillar fell into the ocean, then that image you have of a city of Malindi will be gone forever. And that's why government has decided to spend that 59 million to rehabilitate it. Access of the pillar is very narrow because a lot of people have grabbed that access, and we think the only access now we can be able to get is building a jetty from the town to the site, and that's one of the discussions that we'll be having with the county government of Kilifi.
Mukobe noted that the role of the ministry is to protect the country's culture and heritage, and that the Vasco Da Gama pillar is part of Kenya's history. Reporting for Ebro TV, I'm Josephetha.